Hello everyone, my name is Zeynep ESENDEMIR and I'm the Secretary General of ETÜMUN18. First of all, I would like to thank EMUN Turkey for making this interview possible. And now, let's start with our question. How do we decide to have our comedies and our agenda items? Well, first of all, we had decided to have 5 comedies, 2 to address less experienced delegates and 3 of them to address more experienced delegates. And after choosing our comedies really carefully, we had started to focus on our agenda items. While choosing our agenda items, we had focused on 4 main points. First of all was to be debatable. We chose our topics in order to be debatable because we wanted a debate to flow in a comedy rather than delegates standing up reading from a piece of paper some information. It will be so much more beneficial for the comedy to the topics to be debatable. And secondly, we wanted the topics to be, of course, controversial. In every comedy, we aim to create 2 different blocks. Hopefully, our agendas will do the trick and make the work done. And thirdly, we wanted the topics to be challenging for both our delegates and our academic team. So do not expect any easy topics or any easy comedy with delegates. And lastly, we wanted, of course, the agenda items to be current and up to date. So while I start talking about our comedies and agenda items, let's get inside and see what there are in ETÜMUN 2018. Our first comedy is the United Nations Human Rights Council, also known as the UNHRC. We have 2 different topics in this comedy. One of them is the human rights abuses and violations against ethnic and religious minorities, and the second one of them is the really colorful LGBTI+ rights. And our second comedy is the GA1 DISEC comedy. In this comedy, once again, we have 2 agenda items. Our first agenda item is the military interventions within the internal conflicts. And the second agenda item is one and only, really controversial, emphasizing territorial disputes in the South China Sea. Moving on with our third comedy, well, before moving on with our third comedy, we have to say that our first 2 comedies, UNHRC and DISEC, are for not really experienced delegates. Therefore, our first-timers and inexperienced delegates can easily target these comedies and apply for them. So, moving on with our third comedy, our third comedy is the United Nations Security Council. While choosing the agenda items of the United Nations Security Council, we were very careful, and we had chosen 2 topics that would create highly fruitful debates within the comedy, which are the partition of Cyprus and Israeli and Palestinian conflicts. This comedy is, of course, for highly experienced delegates. Our fourth comedy is the United States House of Representatives. The comedy is designed to be an exact simulation of the United States House and will have an open agenda. This was also an advanced comedy. Moving on with our last but not least comedy, our Futuristic Grand National Assembly. Our Futuristic Grand National Assembly will take place in 2023, just a month prior to the elections. Therefore, buckle up, delegates, because there will be so many updates, so many crises. Maybe the death row has even come to the lands of Turkey. You can never be sure. So, get ready for ETÜMUN 2018 and for its wonderful comedies. We're expecting to have a wonderful conference. See you all!